We start with a few parish notes, but I'm just getting my my thang into some semblance of order, because we're going to do something different this evening. We're going to do something different on Wednesday. I'm not going to tell you what we're doing on Wednesday. I'm going to tell you what we're doing tonight. There's going to be a music quiz of sorts tonight. Oh, get that switched off. Right, okay. Oh, bollocks. Right. Okay. That way. Yes, I know this is very interesting, and we will get to it in a moment. That, then that, then that, then that, then that. Just getting all my ducks in a row. So tonight I thought we'd do something slightly different. Let me just get this. I need to get my hibiscus with Jaeger bomb additional strength. And I'll get to your oh bugger. What have I done? Oh, bugger. I think I may have misplaced my my ability to see. Hang on. Oh, bugger. What have you done, Adrian? All right, let me just check. Ah, there we go. I have my ability to see. So we're going to play something different tonight. Parish notes before 8. So those slackers that are not here for 8 o'clock might not get a grasping of what we're going to do. I will get into my parish notes in a moment, and I will get to Leeds. I hope Sandra's in this evening. Chilly Kent, wow. So when it hits 8 o'clock, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, but let me get to the sermon. Isn't really a sermon this evening. It's Easter Sunday. Let me just have a look at this. So yes, I have to tell you that well, I've had a report from Rome, not a very good one, via Bash the Bishop, and he said that the Bible thumping cock socket, I think that might be is in the Bible. It's probably in the New Testament, but the Bible thumping cock socket is he's not very well, seemingly. Well, he's had J.D. Vance there, and he's had Charles the Weak there, so he's still a Bible thumping cock socket. Technical term that we use in radio. No disrespect meant. So the deed poll change. I'm not quite sure if the old bish is I know that Sister Mary. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. On your bike, you wrong. I know that she's had a word with the bish, and the deed poll has gone through. So now our eminence, His Grace, the Bishop, is now called Bash. And I'm very concerned at how things are in the body of the Kirk. With the little add-ons and the little things. I mean, I think Jim Bowen in Rome is wanting to bring back bullseye. The brown bullseye. I think because a lot of the cloth touching said cloth in Rome are fans of the brown bullseye. And it's just a colour thing, I'm sure. And, can you imagine kissing the Pope's ring and him saying, "Oh, thank you very much, that was very nice. Here's what you could have won. Where you from? Birmingham. Right, there's a speedboat, mate. Are you from Windsor, sir? I'm Charles the Weak, don't you know? Well, we'll give you a personality. And see what you could have won, J.D. Vance." So J.D. Vance gets awarded the personality for winning the brown bullseye, and there's King Charles the Weak, the cowardly lion. He's being given a lion heart. Not the first ruler, to be fair. More Dick. Richard, to give him me Sunday name. The choir boys have said thank you very much to all the members of the congregation that left them Easter eggs for Easter Sunday. Some of them are feeling a little sick, so we put buckets out while they sing to Jim Bowen, and they are ever so grateful for the Easter eggs. They have said they were getting a bit sick of Mars bars from the Bish. So all of these beautiful Easter eggs, not just eggs, not just any old eggs. They're Easter eggs. So I think I'm going to have to deal with E numbers and far too much chocolate for these little choristers. Not sure if they're going to be able to sing this evening, but they are very, very grateful. Always. I've got great choir boys. So that's the parish notes this evening. We'll oh, press the wrong thing. So this evening, do you know, I've not coughed once today. So this evening, we're doing a slightly different music quiz. Now, normally I'd get like 100 questions or something, and it would be a general knowledge quiz. The last quiz we did was a general knowledge quiz, but it's me versus you. There's a lot in the papers, but I felt it being Easter Sunday, you might not want me to tax your brain too much tonight. So, I mean, I'm not sure whether you want to talk about Starmer. He's flogging off our fishing rights. I mean, how much did he get back? How much kickback did Starmer get? Now, I'm not particularly going to lambast the poor man, because he's right in the doo-doo. Oh, well, he's up to his bollocks in the doo-doo. Lord Ali's doo-doo, seemingly, according to Jim Davidson and the video that's doing the rounds. And, well, what can I say? Those who play with fire get burned. So the betting's on either Ginger Growler or Rachel from Accounts, because they do as they're told. And Andy Burnham, next for leader of the Labour Party. The how can I put this delicately? The shites hit the fan. From what I understand in the video, I'm desperately trying to stay on the right side of the law. So we'll wait and see when he gets back from his Easter holidays. But he didn't go to Israel with a wife. She stormed out, seemingly. Oh, she's not happy. Arthur or Martha. And he holds a goal. So we could talk about that. We could talk about Katy Perry. Now, have you noticed that dildo that went in the sky? I'll ask you a simple question. Did you think that was real? Oh, lovely. Did you think it was real with a camera in midair above the dildo rocket going up in the sky? Before you say anything, stop cracking your own gags. Exactly. So how would a camera get there to see the cock-o rocket go into the sky? Well, Katy Perry was on it. She said she was going to sing in space. Bless her. So I do believe that the tour, or parts of the tour that she's doing in the UK later on in the year, might either have fill the seats, because who knows how it's going to sell, and sitting atop a dildo going into space, well, is that a ticket generator? We'll wait and see. What else was I going to say? We'll leave it till later. So I need to be reassured. We'll do that in a second. I need to be reassured that you are awake and you're enjoying your Easter weekend. So we're looking at, oh, right, lovely. Everybody's in. So everybody gets to know that the parish notes are at 5 to the hour. If there's anything I need to tell you, it's in the parish notes, and then we get straight in. So we have 5 quiz rounds tonight, over 50 questions. But here's how we're going to play. It's me against you. What do you mean? It's me against you. So it's a different way of doing the quiz. So I'm going to give you something, and then you have to guess. And if you get a right answer, you get a point. If there's band and or album or single, then I'll give you 2 points for that. But then you have to keep your own points. And at the end of the 2 hours, we'll see who has got any points, if any. We're just going to have a bit of fun. So Leeds, I say Leeds. It's looking very tight. There's goal difference between you and Burnley, and then Sheffield United in third, which I'm quite saddened by. I wanted Leeds and Sheffield United to go up automatically, because I haven't got any Burnley fans on here, apart from a former colleague that I used to work with years ago. And then Sunderland's in 4th, and was it Coventry in 6th and Bristol City in 5th. I don't want Coventry because there'll be a banana skin. So Sunderland won't even get to the playoff finals. That's the kind of team that I support. It's painful. But Leeds, well, 1973. But I have to say, you are the best team in the Championship at the moment. You are 5 points ahead of Sheffield United, and on the same points but better goal difference than Burnley. So well done, Leeds. Stuart says, evening Rev, your Easter is about to get even better. For one night only, you'll be having your Jaeger bomb from an Easter egg. Oh, I say, can I drink it from a shoe? Sister Mary will be doing the same. She just doesn't know it yet. Don't be saying to her, just lick this. It's not got any fur on it. It's an Easter egg. Sister Mary. Tom Harley's, everyone, evening everyone, and a happy Easter. How much Battenberg must one man eat before he becomes just a wrong and full of cake? Quite a few, Tom, but at least you'll smell nice. Ask the missus. Andy B says, evening all from a chilly Kent. Is Kent chilly this evening, Andy? Andrew James, Stewmeister, stop with the Jaeger bombs. For the time being, the Rev was at Salisbury Plain in a red dress, singing and dancing like Kate Bush. Ooh, Kathy! At the film location, I tried to film it, but battery died. That's a shame, Andrew, to be fair. And do you know the really spooky thing? Glastonbury tour, because I thought, how can I celebrate Easter? Maybe I'll go down to Glastonbury tour, because Joseph of Arimathea, you know, the tomb that Jesus used to be buried, that he was risen, it was Joseph of Arimathea's tomb. Joseph of Arimathea was a trader, and he came across to England and touched a tree in Glastonbury. It's called Joseph of Arimathea's tree. Don't believe me? Google it. Well, no, not tonight, because I don't want you to Google anything tonight, because it just would be, well, tonight's a bit of fun. I don't want anybody taking it seriously. Just, you know, a bit of fun. Don't be like getting all competitive going, I've got to beat everybody else. I'll just Google the answer. That's it. It's the taking part. There's no prizes. I'm not even going to give you an Easter egg. I'm a tight-arsed northerner man. We will. So this is how they work. I'll get more comments in a second. Cuban Pete says 1. It's all in the timing, Cuban Pete. I'll get to Des and everybody else in a moment. So we have 5 rounds, and basically there's 10 answers. And within those 10 answers, I want you to guess them. They're not, I won't make them tough, because I just want to have a bit of a giggle tonight. I could have done, I looked at the papers today. The one thing I noticed is that the newspapers, they're having to do journalistic work at the moment, because there's not the usual BS from Starmer, Labour, you know, the parasitical classes. There's none of that, and Trump seems to have gone a bit quiet. So America and Westminster, they're not really giving us anything to get our teeth into at the moment. Pun intended. Have you seen the video? And you know what I'm talking about. So because there's there is stuff, but there's not stuff. And I do have stuff that I want to make. And how can I verse this gently? Well, I know certain people are going to ask me certain questions, and it's just funny. I've literally burst my incontinence pants twice today. Can't tell you why. Told you once already in this life. People who play with fire. Oh, Stuart, thank you for the Jaeger bombs. They're just spiffing. Ray Norton says, evening all, happy Easter. Happy Easter to one and all that's come to the body of the Kirk this evening. I see there's 170 viewers. Oh, I'm tripping. Let me just give things a wipe. Des Ashton's in the body of the Kirk. Evening all, happy chocolate egg munching to you all. Regulars here in the Kirk. The Kirk of Reverend Battenbergers. Des, you're most welcome. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. To anybody who's a first timer, the salutation for a first timer is, because I love popping cherries, me. It's been my shtick most of my life. So if you're a first timer, let me know in the chat so I can Pop your cherry. What was I saying? What was I eating earlier? So joking. To Paulie Galtieri, good evening, you Rollins and Stewart and Ray Norton and Paulie Galtieri, Free Gear, Queer and Lord Ali's Hershey Highway. Hershey. Yes, quite Paulie Galtieri. Quite. I think that's the understatement of the evening. Topless69 says, evening, Adrian, and all you utter Rollins. Oh, Sandra's in. Welcome to the body of the Kirk, Sandra. Hello there. We seem to be back to winning ways. Have you won this afternoon? I thought you were 5 points shy of Burnley and Leeds. I have been working today for my sins, so maybe I've missed something. I'm not quite sure. And Les Griffiths is in the body of the Kirk. Any truth in the reports that Charlie is converted? What from? Gas to electric? Well, I've seen those rumours. There's no, we don't know. We literally don't know. But he has allowed the imams to sing prayers in St George's Chapel at Windsor. So maybe he has. He's been out in Rome. He wanted to go and kiss the Pope's ring. Can you imagine that poor old boy having to get out of his wheelchair? Dale Steele says, nah. Leeds are going up. Leeds are going up. Yeah, they are, Dale. They've played really well this season. Not sure you've won the league yet. There's still the Burnley rabble still making it interesting for you. But I do wish you win the league. I wanted 1 and 2. I wanted Leeds and Sheffield United, as I've already said. Sunderland, nowhere near. Dale Steele says, Reverend Wrongin. You're most welcome, Dale. Jackie Glasgow, they wheeled out Pope Francis doppelganger out today for the Easter message. And what was the message? Oh, I need me nappy changing. Would you like Your Eminence, would you like some ice cream? It worked for Joe Biden. It's a Karen, evening, Rev and congregation, evening one and all. So, for those that are getting their feet under the pew, late as per bloody usual, remember, it's 5 to 8 for the parish notes. Have I got anything important to tell you? I did have earlier, but I was laughing so hard, I couldn't and can't and won't. But I still can't stop laughing. What would that be, Reverend? All in good time. All in good time. All good things to he who waits, said the Pope. Les Griffiths, I would rather lick dog snot off a thistle than watch prima donna footballers. Well, those prima donnas are fairly wealthy and doing all kinds of nefarious things with the females of the parish. I mean, I just don't know how it's allowed. I don't. It's all over the Sun today. Look, the Sun is just a showbiz rag. It's not reporting any news as such. I can vouch for that today and yesterday and Friday because it's Easter weekend and the journalists can't be asked, from what I've seen, my view. And welcome to all those regulars that watch and are laughing because they know what I'm talking about. So we're going to have 5 rounds. So we might not get to 2.5 hours this evening. But this eyes down. I'll give you 60 seconds or so for a pen and a bit of paper if you need. But this is how we're going to play. We're concentrating mostly on the 70s and the 80s because that's the kind of demographic that we have watching the channel. Why haven't the Sun done a front page on Starmer and Lord Ali? Because they're paying the Sun far too much money in advertising, which would be rescinded if they did. What do you mean that's corrupt? Yeah, I know. But can't they stop doing that? Don't be silly. What? Life's corrupt. The whole bloody kit and caboodle. Newspapers, they don't report news. They report propaganda that the government of the day give to them. And then say, oh, here's all the... Because if you go to the back pages, have you seen these shit adverts saying, oh, you can go on the... or whatever train. You can go on a train through the Swiss Alps. And you look at it and think, oh, yeah, right, that's not going to be cheap. I'm just... I know. So all these adverts in the back of the newspapers, the Mail, the Sun, even the Mirror, the Times. I mean, they've got adverts galore. That's how the government of the day wins. They just buy advertising in the newspapers, keep them afloat so that they do what they are told. So as I say, we're going to do a kind of a quiz of sorts and talk about stuff that's going on over the weekend with Starmer and the others, because it is coming out. So I reckon that Starmer's gone, probably over the next few weeks. He'll bluff and bluster and he'll say, oh, it's just the usual rough and tumble in politics. Well, that's as may be. But when the results come back that everybody's jumped to reform and everybody's sick of Labour corruption, and I can use the word corruption because a freebie given to you, even if it's a box at Arsenal for security reasons, and if you don't pay for it and it's a freebie, in my view, that is corrupt. Accepting anything because of your position or who you are, that is corrupt. Right, we've had Parish in the Philippines. Good to see you back in the body of the Kirk. One of those rare occasions I catch you live as I'm based in Dubai. Happy Easter to one and all. Parish in the Philippines, welcome to the body of the Kirk. Good to see you again. Right, this is how it's going to work. I've tried to make this as accessible for everybody as possible. 5 rounds. I'm going to give you kind of a list of 10 things, and then you have to guess in the comments. And the first right answer that I see, they get the point. So I'm judge, jury, and executioner. And the round number 1 is going to be the top 10 songs of the 70s. So I'll give you like a minute or two to grab a pen and paper if you need it, or maybe you're typing it on your computer. But I want you to name 1 or more of the top 10 songs from the 70s. And I will guarantee you, no, Bohemian Rhapsody's not there, Neil. It is not. And then after we close this particular round, I will give you where the list came from, so that you know. And the reason why I'm not, no, Gary Richardson, Waterloo is not on, Dancing Queen, Ray Norton, not there, Metal Guru, Paulie, Muller Kintyre, no, Soul Rebel, Burlington Bertie, Waterloo, Elle says Bohemian Rhapsody, Neil Cunningham says Wuthering Heights, no, none of them so far. Gene Genie, no. Another Brick in the Wall, yeah, that technically was the 70s because it went into 1980, didn't it? Pink Floyd, Brick in the Wall. Down Under, American Pie, I Will Survive, Get It On. Oh, you're right on it tonight. Our Friends Electric, that would be the 80s. Goodbye to Jane. Oh, I'm in Love, Donna Summer. Who sang? Hang on. I think that is. God, blimey. Pussy, sorry, Freudian slip. Puppy Love, says Sandra. I'm going to give 1 point to Andrew James because technically, well, you say Donna Summer, I'm in love. It's Donna Summer, I feel love. So I'll give Andrew James that one. Keep going. ABC, Jackson's. No, I don't like Mondays. Boomtown Rats. No. Let's Twist Again. Chubby. That was the 50s. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, good guess, Jackie. No. We're looking for the top 10 songs of the 70s. And Matthew Whedon says, oh, I'm not in love, Adrian, which is a big shout, but surprisingly, it's not on the list. Shire Fines. Where's that gone? I've Got You by the Doolies. Yeah, Grabbed by the Doolies. Maggie May. Imagine John Lennon. That is not on here. And you would be surprised at the number 1. Night Fever. Pop-Eyed Wazza. May you hang your head in shame. Go to the back of the pulpit. Taylor Swift, my hairy backside. Brotherhood of Man. Baby Shark. Andrew James. Crazy Horses. Osmonds. No. Annie Song. John Denver. From Luke. Kaz. Staying Alive. Bee Gees. We've not got any Bee Gees on here. So I'm going to give you, well, I'll say it's quite difficult Let It Be was 1969. Who said Let It Be? Pinball Wizard, no, come on, feel the noise. I'm in the mood for dancing. I'm sure you are, Tom. It's an Easter Sunday. Far too much altar wine's flowed. So I'm going to narrow your concentration because we could be here all night. Superstition, Burlington Birdie, good song. Great song, Stevie Wonder. White Shade of Pale, Night Fever, My Sweet Lord, Something Tide is High. Right, I'll give you a clue. Who said Tide is High? You got the artist, wrong song, so I can't accept that one. But it's the top 10 songs from the 70s. Now, if you think back in the 70s, Donna Summer, big song, yeah, 77. There were some kind of pop, dancey stuff, but the top 5 are rockers. So kind of focus. Denis, says Gary. No, For When the Time Is All Mine, Dale Steele says. That's should be Hewitt, Super Sub, Blondie, Sunday Girl. Right, Tom Harney's gets a point. Heart of Glass. We've Donna Summer, I Feel Love was at number 6, and Blondie, Heart of Glass was number 7. So the first one that I saw was Tom Hardy. So apologies to everybody else that's just mentioned it. Stephen Hall. And what he says, imagine, surprisingly, not. So I don't think, there's no ballads on there that I'm aware of. No, definitely. No ballads on the top 10. Lulu, shout, Shire Fines. Good guess. Wrong. Mr. Blobby Ray Norton, you're wrong. American Pie. My, Miss American Pie. Brought the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Roxy Music. Ooh. No, they're not on there. So I'm gonna have to guide you. So at least 2 or 3 of the top 5 could be deemed punk-ish. So get it away from Slade and Mud, and they were just like pop. They were just easy access. Nazareth. Oh, blimey, there's a band and a half. Gilbert Sullivan. It was Gilbert O'Sullivan, Ray. Burlington Bertie, you're wrong. London Calling by The Clash. I'll take that from you. Right, we've got that one. Burlington Bertie gets a point. You have to keep hold of your points, so to speak. Not while we're doing the quiz. So far, you've got 3 right. We've got The Clash, London Calling at number 3. No, not Pretty Vacant, Janice, but the right artist. Paulie Galtieri, God Save the Queen. All right, I'll give you that one, Paulie. It was number 1. According to the compilers of the top 10 songs of the 70s, the Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen was number 1. I think it was Paulie. Somebody else also said it, so I'll give you both a point. I thought it was going to be 10cc, I'm Not in Love, but that's not even on the list. Hang on a second. I'm sure one of these songs is from the 80s. Anyway, well, if the kids are united, they will never be defeated. Jimmy Percy and, oh man, it's right there in front of me. If the kids are united, Sham 69. What a band they were. Ever Fallen in Love by, wasn't that the Ever Fallen in Love with Someone, Ever Fallen in Love with Someone? Come on, Adrian. You can see him. Pete Shelley was the lead singer. Buzzcocks. Ray, stop it. You're wrong and you're upsetting me. Soul Rebel, Boomtown Rats. No, they just, no. Galactus, it's just a funny phase I'm going through. Isn't that just, I mean, the whole 10cc I'm Not in Love is breathtakingly beautiful. Love the song. But, you know, when we're younger, I just thought, oh, it's a bit schmaltzy. It's a bit, but as you get older and appreciate more music, it's just a fabulous song. Ever Fallen in Love with the Buzzcocks, Pop-Eyed Wazza? No, they're not on the top 10, man. Fan Dabby Dorsey, Andrew, James, Hang Your Head in Shame. Funny, but hang your head in shame. Tin Lizzy, Gary Cox. Now, there was a band. Phil Lynott, what a bass player. And I've got a Fender Jazz bass. Because remember his bass with the back plate, the kind of mirrored back plate. By D Rivers of Babylon. Karina Jane. No, yeah, wrong. I love you. You love. I love you. Love. Are you doing Gary up the glitter? Paulie Gallieri. The Clash. We've got one. So I'm going to. Right. I'll give you a clue for the number 2 song. Rappers Reprise, the Sugar Hill Gang. Was that not Rappers Delight? I used to know the full 18-minute version. Was it 18 minutes? The kind of long version was 7 minutes. I think it went up to 13 or 14 minutes. I used to know all the song, all the words to it. Love it. I said a hip hop the hippie. Hip hip hoppy, you don't stop rocking to the bang bang boogie. So up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to be. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are going to try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the brown, the purple and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang the boogie to the boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's stop. You don't stop. Got a rhythm that'll make your body rock. I'm gonna stop there before I bore you. Hang on. Go. Bloody hell! Who said Burlington Bertie? Oh, you're on a roll now. Go your own way. Fleetwood Mac was number 2. Well, how did you get that one? Didn't even give you a clue. So the top three: Clash, London Calling. Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way. How was that the second best song from the 70s? Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen. Long, Long Way From Home by Foreigner. Ooh. Karina Jane, Bob Dylan. Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. Oh, there was a song, Louise Hampson. That was a proper, one of those late night radio songs. It just came on the radio and just had that sort of mesmeric quality about it. It was wonderful. Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Burlington Bertie is a ringer. Burlington Bertie, there's absolutely no way that you're pulling these out of a hat. So I think, Andy Spittle, applause for Adrian. I thought you would have been bored. Somebody has used Google, Burlington Bertie, you tart. Everybody else is kind of playing along with the game, and Burlington Bertie's had 3 right. I reckon you've used Google. Paulie Galtieri, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I know, poor Elton. He didn't have a good 70s, did he? Hang on, Stephen Hall. Now, qualify for me, Stephen. I've got Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen, at number 8. Was that from the 70s? I thought that was the 80s. Or did they do a remix of some kind? But Stephen Hall gets a point. Born to Run. Funky Town, Lip Sync. There's a disco song, EBTB Holiday. Neil Cunningham, Candle in the Wind. No. Burlington, good of you to be, yeah, you must have been an avid reader. Back in the day, when I was like 16, 17, 18, I used to buy Enemy, Sounds, Melody Maker, all the weeklies on a Thursday. I used to buy them and just pore over them. I can remember when Paula Geldof, Polly Yates, was just a writer for, was it Sounds or NMA? Lying Eyes, great song, Tom. Tiger Feet, does I still no? Les Griffiths, My Ding-a-ling, best said about that, Les, the better. So we've still got, I'll give Burlington Bertie, David Bowie Heroes at number 4. Now, because it's a certain type of music newspaper, it's a bit all over the place. Because at number 5, there is like, they were, Let It Be the Beatles. No, you're the one that I want. Ooh, 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 says Karen. Lee, the Nolan Sisters. No, thankfully, Leah. Simon Clarkson, Martin Kellner. Kellner, it's Kellner, the BBC radio presenter. Anthony McBain, Are You Ready to Rock You Rock Roy Wood. I thought it said My Wood. You can see where my head is tonight. Imagine John Lennon, Andy Spittle. No. So I'm going to give you a clue. It was kind of the musos, the critics used to love this band, and I thought they just made a bloody noise. But seemingly there is a single, not Yellow Submarine, the Beatles, Shire Fines, a Grease song, Leah, No, My Eyes Adored You, Frankie Valli. What a tune that is, Stuart. Luke, Waterloo, no. Love on a Love on a Mountain Top. Cuban Pete, bit of Northern Soul. Oh God, who sang that again? Love on a Mountain Top. It'll come to me in a second. Great Northern Soul song. Exactly that. P Diddy, Oiled. Rolling Stones, Paulie Gualtieri. No, they're not on there. No, seemingly. These are the top 10 songs of the 70s as voted by Paulie Gualtieri. Burlington Bertie knows. The Singing Postman, Reg D. The Postman always rings twice. Yeah, Monkey Tart. Have you seen the film with Jack? Jack, what's his face? No, it wasn't him. It was who was the female actress that starred in The Postman Always Rings Twice when they had sex on? Remember the kitchen table? Where I just wiped the table and had a dance. Diana Ross, Ray Norton? No. Ballroom Blitz. Now, that's a big clue to the number 5 song. So can you remember some brothers who were kind of like they were punk before punk really took off, kind of? Well, the Americans did, because the Americans always wanted to be punk, first to the punk party. Stuart says, I've had a lot of recommendations from this channel, so my music knowledge is getting a bit better. Lauren Taylor, Bethany, I'm not quite sure what Bethany says. Simon Clarkson, back in Radio Hallam days. Sparks, no Sparks, here I go again. Archie Bell and the Drells, here I go again. What a tune that is. Archie Bell and the Drells, Don't Let Love Get You Down. Who sang Soul City Walking? Was that Archie Bell and the Drells? Soul City Walking. Queen of Hearts, no, Ian. Paul McCartney, Baby I... Oh, hang on. Paul McCartney, Baby I Love You by the Ramones. It is the Ramones. It's a single by the Ramones that's at number 5 on this list. And I just thought it was a bloody noise. So if you know any Ramones, you might get the point. Band of Gold, Stephen Hall, Andrew James. Barracuda by Heart. Bohemian Rhapsody, 20th Century Boy. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, says Chris. Archie Bell and the Drells, Soul City Walking, 76. Soul Rebel, a fantastic song. Right up my street. Bridge Over Troubled Water. Good shout, Gary Richardson. Not Bye Bye Baby. Supertramp, The Logical Song. Paul West. Paulie Gualtieri, Nuki Brown, Late the Party. Is this a pop quiz? Yeah, we're just taking it easy for Easter weekend. We're going to do something. We're going to do this tonight, and then we're going to do something slightly different on Wednesday. I might be up to stuff on Wednesday. I will tell you later. But there you go. Dominic Beresford's got it. Blitzkrieg Bop, Ramones. Now, I remember it, but it was just a bloody noise. But the compilers of this list reckoned it was the 5th best song of the 70s. So we've got 2 more to get, number 9 and number 10. Somebody's already named the band. Sorry, Soul Rebel, it was Tom Harney's first. Oh, sorry, hang on. Dominic Beresford was the first one that said Blitzkrieg Pop. A lot of the people were getting it. Let It Be, the Beatles, Karina Jane. Hot Love, Jackie Glasgow, what a song that was. Ian McGee, the Kurzweil Flyers. Little does she know that I know that she knows that I know she's 2-timing me. What a song that was. Can you remember him? He had one of those quiffs, DA, duck sauce, on Top of the Pops. And it was like, it's a fantastic song. As a one-hit wonder, it was amazing. Shine a Light, Leeds, no. Golden Brown, Texture Like Song. Laying Me Down, With My Mind She Runs. Des Ashton, what a tune. Pop-Eyed Wazza. No, we don't have bloody Swifty on this channel. Oh, do you know the Paulie Gualtieri suite, Ballroom Blitz? That's a great song. Do you know there's rumour, and newspapers are just, kissing her ass. The Motors. Oh, hang on. We'll get back to Swifty in a second. The Motors. What was there? Airport by the Motors. That's a fantastic song. They had 2. There was Airport and then there was a follow-up, and I thought the follow-up was actually better than Airport, but Airport was a really Airport by the Motors. If you've never heard it, just go and find it on the streaming services. It's bloody fabulous. Perfect Day, Hewitt Super Sub. That's a great song. I was talking about oh man, hang on, let me get my brain into gear. I'm looking at the guy that sang Perfect Day, and he was the leader of oh, come on, Adrian, bloody hell. Dancing the Night Away, Nuki Bryan. Hang on, what was I going to talk about? Bloody God. Lou Reed, thank you, Eka and the Bunny Woman. You've you've just saved my bacon. Supposed to be a muso, Adrian. How could you? Just want to write that down so I can refer to it. I Want You to Want Me was that the 70s? By I Want You to Want Me. Who was that by? Oh, come on. No, not the Tourists. Oh, bagger. Leah says, You're So Vain. Oh, yes, great song. Cheap Trick. Thank you, Andrew James. Yeah, Cheap Trick. Fabulous band. A couple of fabulous singles, and then they kind of just disappeared. Living Next Door to Alice. Janice Morrison. Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? If you know, you know. There was Leah, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. Now, Ian Dury is one of my heroes because his poetry was just off the scale. I just loved Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. There Ain't Half Some Clever Bastards. The What a Waste. I mean, the poetry in the song of What a Waste. Even with, you know, Squeeze, Cool for Cats, all of that poetry. Ian Dury was the Don. He was the daddy. He was everything. Paulie Galtieri, Buggles Video Killed the Radio Star. I think they're doing a good enough job by themselves, to be fair, Paulie. Sling your hook, you binned. Oops, sorry, meant for the missus. Brilliant, Les. So we're looking for 2 more Good Vibrations. Ooh. Weren't they, by the time they got in the 70s, weren't the Beach Boys into kind of into disco-y things? I'm sure I've got some 12 inches by the Beach Boys where it was kind of okay, but it wasn't their 60s stuff. Bartley James, Harvest Mockingbird. There's a band and a half. Ernie, and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. Thank you, EBTB Holiday. Jackie Glasgow, Oops Upside Your Head. Now, Oops Upside Your Head was originally a B-side. It was a B-side from, is it The Boys Are Back in Town? Or am I thinking Thin Lizzy? But what happened was we DJs were flipping it and playing Oops Upside Your Head because there must have been some dance craze started in Europe, and it was filtering back into the clubs that Black Betty, bam a lamb, whoa, whoa, Black Betty, bam a lamb. Black Betty was a child, bam a lamb, damn thing gone blind, bam a lamb. Now, Black Betty wasn't the original. It was a blues song from the 30s. And I think that by the time they got to doing that Rocky version of Black Betty, it was sort of the 3rd iteration in. Andrew James, Jeans On by David Dundas. No. Oh, hello. So, Rebel, I'm Mandy Flyme. Yeah, mucky tart. Gap Band, Chris. I Want to Make It With You. I Want to Make It With You. Was that not Bread? Baker Street, Neil Cunningham. That's a great song. A great song. My Old Man's a Dustman. He wears a dustman's hat. Rasputin, Jackie Glasgow. No, not Boney M. Gary Cox. Bought granddaughter a black baby and called it Betty, you mucky tart. Oliver's Army, Elvis Costello. Yeah, a great radio record. So I'm going to give you a clue. They are possibly 2 of the biggest selling artists in the world ever. One of them as part of a band, and it's not the Beatles. Big Seven, Judge Dredd. Mrs. Robinson, oh, beautiful. Says Neil Cunningham. Louise Hampson, Black Betty, Ram Jam. Black Betty, bam a lamb. Black Betty has a child, bam a lamb. Damn thing gone blind. But it was, wasn't it, with the old blues boys from the 30s? Anyway, I can't remember. Ray Norton, Michael Jackson. You've got the artist, but you've got to get the song. I'm asking for the song. Black Lacy, McGee. Stop that. Phil Collins, Anton Deck, Noah Maxstar. So I'll give you another clue. It's not the Beatles, but Black and White, Jackson and McCartney. No, it's not, but it's McCartney. Off the Wall, no, says, I think that was Leah. Billie Jean, Des Ashton, no. Want to Be Starting Something, no. Who said that? Burlington Bertie, Neil Cunningham. Honestly, Burlington Bertie, you're making me laugh every time because you know what the answer is. Andrew James, Locomotive Breath, Jethro Tull. They're touring again, Jethro Tull, aren't they? They're touring at some point in 25. Don't Stop Till You Get In. Who's that? Stephen Hall gets another point. It's Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough at number 9. So we've got 9 out of the 10. Top 10 songs from the 70s. Cuban Pete, yes, you've got the right one. You've Echo Bunny one. Wow. Jackie Glasgow got it first. Band on the Run, Wings. People were getting to Wings. Let me just check. I think it was literally by the second. Jackie Glasgow got that point. We got hang on, where's Jackie gone? Jackie's Band on the Run for Wings. There was a couple of others that I'll be generous. Neil Cunningham, Echo Bunny Woman. You were all kind of there by the millisecond. So I'll give Echo's Bunny Woman and Neil Cunningham a point. The number 10 song was Wings, Band on the Run. So that was round 1. I'll give you the top 10. It's the NME, Muso Critics, NME top 10 songs from the 70s. And all I ask tonight is no Googling. Just do it for a bit of Weird Al Yankovic, Andy Townsend. Subated. Sorry, Adrian, just tuned in from sunny Florida. Have I missed much? Yeah, get some drinks in for us. We're a bit parched. No, we're doing musical stuff tonight. Simply because it's Easter Sunday. I mean, I could rant and rave as much as you want, but I just thought it being Easter Sunday, you probably have eaten far too much today, including Easter eggs or chocolate eggs. Or one of the choir boys did complain a little earlier that his Cadbury's cream egg tasted funny. And I said to him, "What do you mean it tasted funny?" He said, "Well, there's all this white stuff inside of it." I said, "Really? Who'd you get that from?" "Oh, the bishop." "Give it here. Have you got any left?" "No, I ate it all." "Oh, is that why it tasted funny?" "No, I'm not sure." Matthew Weeden, The Eagles, Hotel California. That's a great song. And no, it's not in the top 10. I think you've got kind of, they're trying to be so cool that the Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen, the number 1 song of the 70s, according to the NME. Not sure. A great song. Andrew. I had 2 out of my 3 Easter eggs. Blimey, Stuart. Right. Those that are mentioning Taylor Swift, thank you for the aid memoir, Andy H. Seemingly, she's going to take the Whitney Houston role in a remake of The Bodyguard. I mean, I don't know why I've got this aversion, apart from I think she's talentless. I mean, evidently she's not. She sold bloody hundreds of millions and she's got George Soros behind her. So I would never call her talentless. But, she's no Beatles, Led Zeppelin. That's my kind of music. And I'm not her demographic, and I'm not female. Ray Norton, I'm waiting for me eggs to fertilise. 9 month. Neil Cunningham, that's a DVD I won't be buying. Des Ashton, how do we end shite, man? Didn't he have? And I never said it on the radio. Bizarrely, I was waiting for Rock FM when it came out, presenting on Rock FM, and we had to play "How Do We? What is Love?" And every time I had to announce it or back announce it, I always just want to say, "Oh, how do we end shite, man? That's crap." But he's richer than me, so what does he care? With Mr. Bean taking the Cosmo role, Terry Woodford, that would be fantastic. So that's round number 1 this evening. We've got 5 rounds, and it's just for a bit of fun. There'll be those that don't particularly want to engage with this. They want me to rant, they want me to shout and scream, and they want me to tell them really contentious stuff. Well, I can tell you, and I am going to do in the morning. I'm saving what I want to tell you for the morning. And why would I do that? Because we're doing a music quiz, man. Why? I mean, hang on. Paul McCauley, who is stepping in for the acting colossus Kevin Costner. It's a comedy opening, Paul, but I'm not going to take it. Stephen Hall, Mr. Bean, don't like Starmer. I mean, look, Whitney had a fabulous range, a fabulous voice, and was a beautiful woman. Everything, all the stuff that I love about music. Taylor Swift is just a little kind of country star that's just being very fortunate that there's no Led Zeppelin or Beatles or Rolling Stones or Slade for that matter or Oasis around. There's just little Ginge, Ed Sheeran, and her carving up the music industry. Stuart, do a film quiz some night. Okay, I just, because of the reaction to music that I get from everyone on a Sunday night, I thought I would go with music first. Anybody sign up? Terry Wookford, anybody sign up to Bellend's Secret Voice of Treason site today? Should I? I will say this, and I said this repeatedly all the way through. Thank you for the aid memoir, Terry. Hang on, Jacobite, please. Can I have a link to prove Taylor Swift is funded by George Soros? I'd love to upset my girlfriend with it. I will do, Jacobite. I'll stick it on somewhere. I've seen it quite a few times from different sources. Lionel Layton, as I'm 90 years old, my music is more 1940s and 50s, so I'll say good night. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Lionel Layton, but don't worry. We'll be kind of back to normal on Wednesday. You know what's happening on Wednesday, don't you? St. George's Day March in London. So I'm thinking of going with another YouTuber. Not telling you who, because I haven't got his or her consent to mention them. So, look, I think it's probably best for me to comment on today's developments as far as Alex Belfield's concerned. Now, you will remember that on a live many, many, many months ago, my message has been consistent. He needs to have somebody with a wise head next to him. Not Katie, not Hayden Parker, because they benefit from him being out and doing stuff. There needs to be a wise head around him. Because if he doesn't get the right advice, he will return to jail. And I've said this for years and months, that there needs to be somebody around him with a very wise head. Because, and I know I'm kind of preaching to the converted, that's why we're in the body of the Kirk. Leeds says he's going to be back in jail. Definitely not Katie or any of his employees. That's what I'm saying, Bethany. There needs to be a wise head around him that doesn't benefit from him coming out and doing shows and books and stuff. And I get that he look, I sat in a court of law when he said he had no way of making money. His barrister told the court he had no way, because he wasn't employed, he had no way of making money when he got out of jail. He's only 2.5 years into a 5.5-year stretch. And if he makes a mistake, it's a straight recall to jail. And whether he argues it or not, it's a straight recall. Now, we don't know what the probation service, we don't know what kind of conditions they're going to impose on his license. But Katie's already said, from what I understand, old school disco's brilliant. What I understand, she said she's going to look after him. It's going to take more than her. Because the minute he touches vodka again, because I very much doubt whether he was able to buy that at the local corner shop inside, we have no idea what's coming out. We have no idea of the trauma that he suffered. We have no idea of what he's been through for 2.5 years. And what he doesn't want is to return for another 3. And it's going to take wise heads, multiple, to keep him on the straight and narrow. And I understand that he's already kicking and flinging. He thinks he's going to beat the system until the system realizes that they've had the piss taken out of them. So I will reiterate again, and this goes for any of his fans. Look, he's got an audience. He's going to monetize that as much as he can. So he wants, the genius is that everybody's got £1. The genius is that he's going to ask for £1 from everyone, as he did last time, and he got hundreds of thousands of pounds donated. Terry Wookford says the way he's going, wouldn't be surprised if Plod was waiting for him outside the jail when he's released. Well, he's already in a high court, 2 civil actions, defamation cases. He's already told the world that he lies. In the Jeremy Vine case, he said, I lied. To the court, through his barrister, I lied. Proven. And with DC Janet Percival, he said, to the court, through his barrister, I lied. So it's going to be, I know what he's going to do. He's going to come out and go, right, this is, I'm going to ignore that. I donated money to charity. Where did the money go, Alex? I donated money to charity. He said that he spent 400,000 in legal fees. We know he's a self-confessed liar. We know that he had 400 grand in champagne sippers at company's house. So let's see in December how much is left. If there's 400 grand gone, then we'll know. But I suspect that he's telling you, and he's promulgating, he's giving out a narrative that sounds plausible, but it needs to have scrutiny. Because if you take what was Terry, you might not be far away, but that's why, in my view, he needs wise heads around him. It's not about the money anymore, even though he thinks it is. Terry Wookford says he's still got 230 in champagne sippers. He has, but the way that he's done the books for the company, he doesn't have to produce anything further until December. And that's when you'll find out how much money is in that account. So it's December when you find out the truth, how much he paid over to DC Percival, how much he paid over to Jeremy Vine, because he paid both their legal fees, not his. Remember this. This was not his legal fees. He didn't have anybody represent him in the original court case. Told you he was. I'm going to have my day in court with the BBC. I'm going to have my day in court with Nottinghamshire Police. And he didn't, because it was actually the other way around. The point of me mentioning this is there needs to be cautious, measured, wise heads around him, because he's going to destroy himself if the people around him don't guide him effectively. And anybody that's around him that's going to make money out of him, I would suggest they're not the wise heads he needs around him. I don't know who that would be, but he does. Leeds says, people will still fall for all his bullshit, though. There's a lot of thick people out there. Oh, I agree. But, it's for them to find out. It's not for us to tell them, because they're not going to listen to me. People are still commenting stuff, and I think, how have you gotten to that? I've known Alex since he was 17. I counted him as a friend at one point, until I found out he was stalking me online. He even contacted me via Facebook saying, oh, didn't we have fun? Terry said, sorry to correct you, but can't use a company's accounts to pay personal costs from court cases, i.e. settlements or legal fees. Wow, is it really? So how's he only got 230 grand in champagne sippers when he's been inside for 2.5 years? What the bloody hell has he been spending money on? Just a question. So if he's paying it from his personal accounts, then he must have had close to £1 million. It's not an inconsiderable sum. Nobody knows how much money he made. Not particularly interested. He just made what he's made. I'm really sad that there are people that cannot work out what he was doing. And he's going to come out and do exactly the same thing. And if you think that going behind a paywall, his probation service license conditions might actually not allow him to do that. And what he's doing is he's trying to get everything set up so that people start paying money now, from today. He's still in jail for another, 8 weeks? And people think he's some kind of free speech political prisoner. What? Give your head a wobble, man. Tommy's in a much more precarious place than young Alex has ever been. Stephen Yaxley Lennon is a genuine political prisoner. I mean, the system, he's coming out in July. So it'll be interesting. Bethany says, Percival had a substantial amount, but how much is substantial? Well, if Terry's right, there's no way that we're going to get to know. But look, he's a human being. I hope that he has some kind of epiphany on the road to Damascus when he comes out and realizes that the whole world has changed in 2.5 years. Can you imagine the shock of coming out? Different president, different way. We've got free, gear, queer Starmer. That's queer as folk, because nobody knows him, apparently. Apparently, Spanish press have been talking about the CCTV of Starmer. Yes, online, X, it's everywhere. Not the CCTV, but I think there may be, in this country, there'll definitely be the 77th Brigade. They'll be trying to squash this completely. Where's Bethany gone? Good question, Andy. Do you think people around him will help or throw him under the bus? I don't think they're as callous as that. I don't think they'll throw him under the bus. But look, any ordinary person doing jail time, and that's 2.5 years, and he was transferred, and he ended up in a rotten jail that Katie went to see him in. And I mean, there's one half of me that feels sorry for him, but the other half thinks, well, you've made your bed, lie in it. And he's coming out kicking and flinging, and he's pointing accusatory fingers at people, and he's doing exactly the same thing that he did before. And then when he gets to the High Court, goes, I lied. That's crass stupidity. It's not going to work now. And there are conditions that will be put in place. He can't go to America. He's had a term of over 5 years. And America says, if you've had a jail term of over 5 years, which he has, you can't come into our country. And can you imagine under Trump trying to get into America now? As a criminal. Never going to happen in a month of Sundays unless he lies. And he's a self-confessed liar, according to at least 2 high court cases. Stuart says, was Alex ever taught by his parents that actions have consequences? Was Alex ever taught by his parents that actions have consequences? That I don't know, Stuart. I mean, at the beginning, when he was 17, he was keen, fresh, wanted to get into radio. He was in the building. He was trying to do stuff. Like I say, the managing director came to me and said, this kid doing the phones, what do you think? Should we keep him? Should we get rid of him? And I said, no, keep him on my show. So he wouldn't have got into radio. He wouldn't have gotten as far as he has done. He has talent, and I've told you before, he's got an extraordinary memory. But he doesn't have an off switch, and he doesn't know when not to press the self-destruct button. Even time inside, I can tell you by what he's saying and how he's saying it, that he hasn't learned. And can I tell you something else? I believe quite strongly that he's kicking and flinging to get a reaction. He's kicking and flinging to get a reaction so that people know that he's around. He's using controversy, or controversy, if you wish, to get people's reactions. He's just looking for a reaction. The wind-up merchants, they're just looking for a reaction. And in today's sophisticated social media, because it's all changed since he went inside, he's going to have to take some time. It's interesting that he's only doing the live shows on a Saturday. That's not really a tour. In my view, a tour is where you're working sort of 3, 4, 5 nights. There there's Griffiths. That's very interesting. Really? Ex-cons have claimed that he was using... I mean, that's the same thing as James Brown. And James Brown was off his tits a lot of the time. Terry, I don't know, Les. I don't know what your source is, but it's an interesting concept. Terry Wookford says any publicity is good publicity to Alex. That's what he's hoping. He's hoping that, look, I've kept his name alive for 2.5 years. On the one hand, that's a friendly thing to do, but on the other, and this is the point that I need to make, to all of those hangers-on around him, to all of those people that feel like they can say things to me, there are consequences to you typing shit online. Consequences. Not my consequences, but there's going to come a day where if you say the wrong thing online and it's attributed to Alex, his conditions, his license, and those non-molestation orders, or whatever they're called, the 10 of them, you cannot breach those orders or an agent in your stead. So the people that are fans, go and be fans. Go and enjoy his shows. Go and enjoy the books, the crayon books. Go and enjoy them. But don't start kicking and flinging. It's a bit like the Megan and Ginger sphericals. The sugars. There are consequences to what you do online. Keith James, Belfield's career, sacked. Oh, then sacked again, then prison. Les Griffith says, Adrian, we all know how it's going to end with Alex. That's why I'm saying this now. I don't want that to happen to him. Because as much bluff and bluster as he's giving out, oh yeah, on your knees with Belfield and all that kind of malarkey, I know him. I know him. So if you've been a friend with someone for quite a few years, you would know that friend. And you would know that going into prison is traumatic. Katie knows because Katie's seen him. I don't want that for Alex. I want him to leave all of the victims alone. Don't mention it under any circumstances. Don't go behind a paywall. I'll guarantee you that the probation service won't allow that. So he thinks he's going to beat the system, like go to Vegas and win on the tables. Here, man. These are professionals, seemingly. Do we know Alex's license conditions when he's out? Josh, we won't be, I don't think we'll be allowed. The victims will be given a copy. The victims will know because he can't go anywhere near them at all under any circumstance. He can't even talk about them. He can't mention them at all under any circumstance. And if he's put stuff in his books, because there will be people that check them out, and his live shows, and there will be people behind the paywall. Don't be naive. He knows what he's done. He knows what he's trying not to do. He knows what he's trying to save. He's trying to save all the money and make big money. There'll be, every time he goes out, there'll be buckets at the front of the stage. But if he'd written 2 tours, he would have come out and he would have literally 5 nights a week, 50 weeks of the year. Because I also know that he's a grafter. Some of the itineraries when he went to Vegas, they were brutal. But he loves it. So he'll do it. So it's interesting that he's only doing a Saturday night once a week. Is that because he's scared that the audience won't be there for him? It's also interesting that his MO before he went in was using multiple profiles online. And I know that there have been a shit ton of bots on some of my videos. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. But he can't have somebody do his bidding. Will the victims disclose or will be allowed to disclose the information about his conditions? Not sure, Hayden, unless they sign an NDA or there are media that will look at this and they will print. The media, as in printed newspapers, will print his conditions because it's still quite a story in Nottingham. Yeah, Ray, you're right. So let's get into round 2 of the quiz. And I only talked about that simply because people were asking. Pop-eyed was it? Yeah, he's already crime victim. He's a political prisoner. My hairy backside. So, we're going to do the top 10 singers according to this particular source. Top 10 singers. I will tell you there's no Elvis. That's amazing in itself. But this kind of credible Amalia Grassi. Where have you been, you wrong'un? Cuban Pete, Tom Jones. No. Michael Jackson. No, actually. Phil Collins. No. Pop-eyed Wazza. So this source, these are the top 10 lead singers ever. And there's no Elvis. But Freddie Mercury said Leeds. Yeah, number 2. Freddie Mercury is number 2. So, L, you've got a point. Interesting. I mean, there is a singer on here that I've not really listened to much of his stuff. But there are some on here that are just insanely awesome. Let's have a look. No, they're all male, so there's no Cliff Richard. No, the Jacobite. David Bowie, Louise Hampson. No. Paul McCartney. No. Prince. Hewitt Supersub. I had to check that because I thought Prince might have been on there, but no, he's not. I kind of, if I tell you the number 1 eventually, you'll kind of go, yeah, of course. Peter Gabriel. No. Whitney. It's all male. David Bowie. No. Wow. George Michael, Echoes, Bunny Woman. No. And that's a real disappointment. There's one on here that I just, honestly, I can't believe. Jack White. No. Paul Rodgers from Free. Oh, what a singer he was, Tom Harney's. Terry Wookford. Lennon. Yep. Number 8. Terry Wookford says John Lennon. Number 8. So there's another point for you, Terry. 2 down, 8 to go. Burlington Bertie, Mariah Carey, Born to Sing. Yeah, the whistling. No, she's not on there. It's mostly males, bizarrely. John Lennon, already got that one. Leeds. Billy Joel. Hang on a second. Hang on. I'm having to be gentle with me. Him from Foreigner. Meatloaf. I won't tell you about the time I nearly got into a fight with him. Somebody's actually... Oh, that's it. Les Griffiths. You get a point, Les. Bono. The 3rd best singer ever. The 3rd best lead singer. Bono. I mean, I've seen him at Gateshead Stadium when he climbed up the scaffolding to the top of the stadium. Everybody thought he was going to die. Mick Jagger. Yeah, that's number 4. Who's that? The Jacobite. Yeah, you get a point. The Jacobite. Mick Jagger, 4th. We still haven't got number 1. An interesting 5, 6, and 7. 7's one of my favourite singers of all time. Roger Daltrey. Yeah, number 6. Who said that? Matthew Whedon. You get a point, Matthew. Roger Daltrey is number 6, so we still need number 1 and number 5. John Bon Jovi's not on there, interestingly. So we've got Freddie Mercury, Bono, Mick Jagger, Roger Daltrey, John Lennon. We've got 4, 5 to get now. Bowie, no, bizarrely. Steve Perry from Journey. What a voice he has, Gary Richardson. Wow, Steve Perry. Michael Bublé, no. Steven Tyler, no. Leeds, him from Florida. Lennon, I think we've already got. Dylan, Dylan's he's a bit nasally. I think they're looking for lead singers of groups more than anything. Paul Heaton. Johnny Rotten, yeah, no Sex Pistols on there. Although Johnny's, I think his vocal is a bit of an acquired taste. Although I do love him, do love him. Jerry Lee Lewis, no. The Jacobite, Donny Osmosis, Sandra Wytham, Matt Monroe, good song. Nice timbre to his voice, Jackie Glasgow. John Anderson, oh yes. No, he's not on the list, but he's still a fantastic voice. Mick Hucknall, no. Good question, good. Stab in the dark though, Les. Elton John, no. Liam Gallagher, no. The Jacobite, yes. Who's that? That's Adam Whale. Adam, you get a point. Kurt Cobain at number 10. Interesting that. But, you know, he was lead singer with the group. Russ Abbott. Marvin Gaye. Oh, what's going on? Thank you, Old School Discos. What a singer he was. Right, I think somebody's got the number one. Oh, where's it gone? Right, Louise Hampson. Louise. Robert Plant, the number one lead singer. Well, obviously Led Zeppelin. I mean, people were saying Peter Gabriel, Led Zeppelin. We got Lennon. We've got Mick Jagger, the Stones. And then we kind of get into, where are we? We've got number 5 and number 7 and number 9 to go. So Neil Cunningham, what a great shout that is. George Benson, Brian, Willie Nelson, Cornell, Amalia Grassi. Hang on, Amalia Grassi. How did you get that? So Amalia's just guessed Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. Wow, what a shout, Amalia. You loving your tunes. So Amalia's got a point tonight. Enough to celebrate. Have another slice of Battenberg. Or Orkida. We've already got Robert Plant, but it was a good shout. Number 1. Chrissy Hines, Steve Harley, Jackie Glasgow. Let's get to the bottom here. Van Morrison. Oh, have I told you lately that I love you? What a great piano intro to that song. Wonderful. Sting. No, good singer. So we've got one more singer. Lead singer of, we haven't. Terry Wookfit's got it. No, we've got 2 more to get. Terry Wookfit's got number 5. Jim Morrison from The Doors. So let's see if you can get the final lead singer at number 7. Oh, Orkida. I thought we were going to last a little bit longer. Number 7's Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder, I mean, his vocal, Alive and Jeremy, I mean, just fantastic songs. I remember playing it on the chart show on Air FM on a Saturday morning for the first time thinking, oh, the bloody hell's that? What a singer that is. So that's the end of round 2. They were the Rolling Stone magazine put this together. The top 10 lead singers. Number 1, Robert Plant. Number 2, Freddie Mercury. Bono at number 3. Ahead of Mick Jagger at 4. Jim Morrison at 5. Roger Daltrey. Oh, by the way, have you seen the fantastic PR spin over the weekend? Oh, no, Zach Starkey. And I've kind of met him a long time ago. I can't tell you anything more than that. But met him a long time ago. Zach Starkey, the drummer. And he'd been drummer for like years and years and years and years. And they went, oh, here, sling you, look, you're fired. And then 2 days later, they're saying, no, you can come back in the group now. I mean, these are all boys. It's worked. They were everywhere. The PR worked. So you kind of, on the one hand, give them all the props for getting all that. And but it's just, you know, squabbling old boys. What did I say? Roger Daltrey at 6. Eddie Vedder. Love Eddie Vedder. It's at 6. Sorry, at 7. John Lennon at 8. John Lennon, 8. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden. Amalia's got a point. And Kurt Cobain at number 10. So that's 2 rounds of the quiz this evening. We've got still another 3. We're going to get into... let me just have a look at this. Yeah. We've got an easy round. This round, a little more testing, but it's the top 10 albums from the 80s. So I want you to name one of the top 10 albums from the 80s. And I'll name the source as I give you the rundown after the top 10. What was that one? He's been in the Who for 20 odd years. So he'll have drummed with others. He's just a talented boy. But it was just the PR over the Easter weekend. Friday, oi, sling your hook, you're sacked. Can't sack me. You're sacked. Where are we? So I'm wondering when this is going to come back. It's pausing currently. Fucking hell.